view is not awful.
Now we know there's snakes.
I'm gonna get a gooey inside.
The mosquitoes are thick.
I touched a hummingbird with my nose.
If you haven't noticed, there are a lot of bugs where we are right now.
Yeah.
We're getting eaten alive here.
Well, we finally left the state of Utah, the beautiful state of Utah, and now we're in the beautiful state of Montana.
Promised land.
The promised land.
We love Montana.
Absolutely love Montana. We spent the last 2 summers in Glacier, which have been magical
Epic.
summers. And we were kind of close to spending this summer there as well. But this is part 2 in our We Need a Reset series. And if you haven't seen part 1, I'll link it right here so you can go check that out. But now we're going to tell you kind of how our summer went, how we did on our checklist of things that we wanted to do, that we had planned to do.
For our 4th or 5th time back in Park City.
In the Park City area, yeah. And spoiler alert, we did not hit all of our marks. But we can tell you.
We kind of didn't come close.
Actually, we did all right. We did better.
We did some things, they just weren't on the list.
Yeah, and when we were at the 1 month of our 2-month stay, it wasn't looking good, but we kind of rallied a little bit in the 2nd month, and we got some things off the list, did some things that weren't on the list, but kind of fulfilled some of the same things. So let's see how we did. All right, so let's get the bad news out of the way. The things that we didn't accomplish, because I don't have anything to show you there.
Yeah. All right. We each had one. Mine was 100% the Salt Flats.
Bonneville Salt Flats.
Yes,
Yeah.
I want to go there, and I really
Yeah,
want
I
to
do
do
too.
family photos there because
It's beautiful.
family photos are my love language.
Yes.
But
Yes,
we did not do those, so that has eluded us.
And
Me.
then I didn't make it to High West Distillery. Yep.
So we were close when we were in Park City, but we couldn't go have a sip because we had our
Because we had the
Bambinos.
kids with us.
So those are our 2 biggest ones that after 5 months total in 3 years of Utah, we have
Yep.
not done.
Yep, so we'll get them. And then I guess the other ones that we didn't end up doing, or at least for me.
Deer Valley.
Yeah, we didn't get to go to Deer Valley. And then I didn't get a chance to take Cade to Diesel Brothers. All right, now to the good news, the things that we did accomplish on our list. The first one was the hike.
The only hike
The only hike we did.
But we still did a hike.
There's a whole lot of hiking still left to do the next time we're in that area.
Good gracious.
But the one that we did was awesome.
Yeah.
And it was so needed, I think,
Here we go.
for all 4 of us. Look at us hiking. This water feels so good.
I want to catch snails, and we want to see snakes. Yeah, that's snake skin on. Oh my gosh, there's tons!
We definitely saw our people.
We did.
We hung out with some friends multiple times.
We went to the rodeo.
We went to the rodeo.
Yeah.
We had a boat day out on the lake.
Our friends have a cabin, and we got to have some good cabin time. You guys did some kayak, or
We jumped in the pack rafts
Yeah.
to get out on the reservoir, did a little fishing out there.
Yep.
So that was fun. We, Cade and I went on a dude's day side-by-side adventure with our friends.
We saw a female moose.
We did. We
That's
saw a
right.
moose as well. So that was a pretty cool day. And then we also saw your friend who just had a baby.
Yeah.
So we were able to squeeze that in.
So absorbed with each other. It was like phones down. Just soaking up our time together because it was very short. But it was great. So we have
so
nothing
good.
to show for that other than in our hearts.
Yeah, so good to see them. What else did we do? I didn't get a chance to take Cade to Diesel Brothers, but in lieu of that, I took him to see the Jurassic World live show, which was super, super cool. He was down at the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, and we had a really great time.
So flower fields.
Flower fields?
I love any flower field. I love wildflowers.
We had 2 flower field experiences.
Yeah, so the first one, okay, so you all probably know, I've talked about this a lot. If you follow us on social media, you see I'm obsessed with family photos. I love documenting like each stage of our lives and our kids. We found this awesome flower field, or we actually found water, and they had these beautiful flowers and just gorgeous. We had a great time. We took our own photos there. It was absolutely beautiful. Then there's a very well-known area, Albion Basin, outside of Salt Lake.
It's very popular.
I convinced the family to go. They just peak bloomed their flowers, and we needed to wrap up some of her photos, and so I was like, okay, let's do it. Meanwhile, this takes like a full day. It's like picking the outfits, getting everyone together, packing the car, it was an hour drive there. We get there, and we are swarmed with mosquitoes.
There were mosquitoes the size of VW bugs up there that I was worried were gonna carry
There were
Sierra off.
so many people just fighting mosquito swarms everywhere. I mean, everybody was uncomfortable. You really couldn't walk anywhere.
You couldn't stay still for any amount of time to take a picture, much less
enjoy the flowers.
Right,
and actually the hummingbirds were bananas. There were so many beautiful hummingbirds there too. And Cade and Spencer got a little up close and personal.
I touched a hummingbird with my nose. Its wing touched my nose.
Close enough that it flitted his nose with its wings, which was pretty crazy.
His wing touched my nose.
So they were like glimmers. The flowers were beautiful. Seeing the hummingbirds so close, I mean, it was like they didn't even know we were there. That was pretty cool. But overall, the experience wasn't as enjoyable as we would have liked. The photos we got, 10 maybe, that were good because, you know, one of us is swatting a mosquito or whatever, so.
I am grade A prime mosquito bait. I don't know what it is about my blood, but when they're around, I'm the main course.
I always say, I'm like, okay, you know, we got to do a video of Spencer, like the toughest dude out there, right? Like muscle man and all this, but on a hike with a fly. It's like this. Like
it's rather annoying.
But anyway, so we checked off flower fields.
So even though we didn't make it to Deer Valley, we did get to Park City for at least a day.
Yeah.
A short day.
Yeah.
But we went and walked around and just hung out in town a little bit.
Yeah, the shops are really cool and eclectic. They have tons of really cool bars and restaurants, and some of them have just rules where the kids can't come in. So if you do take your kids there, just be a little cautious of where you can and can't go. But Park City in general is just super cool and eclectic and neat shops and cool town.
Cade and I went into one of the I don't even know what it was. They had a lot of geodes and like stone, like really cool stone sculptures.
Yeah.
And then we had a night that was just kind of like a low-key family night.
But we had a really awesome work day.
Yeah, we busted out a lot of work in one day.
On a whim, we decided, hey, let's go get some ice cream.
Yeah.
And we looked up a local ice cream spot. So we went and we were walking around, and the grounds are so beautiful. Yeah. Cade spotted a pond. He ran over to it. Didn't know
thousands of koi fish.
Yeah, tons of koi fish just hanging out on the yard. Yeah. Sierra's, learning how to walk, so having
one of her first times
with grass,
walking in grass and feeling that on her feet.
And then we got ice cream. We saw some deer.
Ice cream was super good.
And it was a really low-key night, but just
it wasn't
we were
a crowded
in nature
place. It was
and
beautiful. Yeah, there was mountain views everywhere. It was beautiful. It was a good night. It just felt like a good, we all got to hang out. There was nothing that had to be done but us enjoying our company and some really good ice cream and some fish in a pond, and Cade found a rope swing, or you found a rope swing for Cade on. So that was a good night, and I think we all needed that night for sure.
And it really propelled, I think, our desire to just get out back into Mother Nature. And so we really weren't sure what we were going to do. We're heading north, and we wanted to boondock again. And before, we would do campground for a month, boondock for 2 weeks or so, campground for a month, 2 weeks or so. And then with the kids, and again, I haven't really shared too much, but my postpartum this year has been a little bit differently affecting me, and I haven't been as motivated and pushing and propelling our family to get out there as much. And so we've kind of hunkered down at campgrounds. And as soon as we got back, that night, and as soon as we got back to boondocking, it was kind of like, okay, this is why we live this lifestyle, and this is what we need to get back to. And just a couple of nights out there, Cade's running around and catching bugs, and we're just sitting and having a campfire, and this is what we want to be doing. And so I think we'll probably swing the pendulum and start boondocking a ton. But yeah, so we're trying to figure where we go next. And what's great is we have a lot of options. Our RV is completely set up between it being a vacationer and an adventure model, and having the solar and having the battery system with
LiquidSpring.
our battle-born batteries and stuff. And it's just
it's a beast.
It's ready to get out there. And
which is why we are here right now. We're off grid, we're not hooked up. It's so peaceful here. We're the only ones here.
Sadly, we're only here for a few nights.
Only here for a few nights.
But I really feel like all these things just put us in the spot where we are recognizing that this is where our family thrives, and this is what we need to be doing more of. When you walk out the door and you're in Mother Nature, and you can go straight to the water, you can go hiking, and you don't really need to go into town, and town isn't even near you. That's
what we love. It's what we fell in love with.
This is why we're doing this.
And I think that's the cool part about being intentional about having a bit of a reset. Even though it didn't necessarily go in the direction we wanted it to or thought it would, it still went in a direction that ended up getting us to a point where we recognized what it was that we needed and what a reset really meant for us. And so I think, like I said, even though it wasn't what we thought it was going to be, I think it was still a success in terms of getting us back into the mode that we want to be in as a family, thriving, living on the road, loving nature, and experiencing more of that together. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you didn't watch our first We Need a Reset video, part 1, I'll link that in the description below, so check that out. And again, we are really trying to share our journey and share all the amazing things about it, but also share some of the challenging things about it, because this is real life. So hopefully you've been enjoying this video and the other videos that kind of relate to it. Leave us a comment below and tell us what you think. Until next time, guys.
Or where we should go next.
yes, we need more suggestions. We mentioned that in the last
Yeah.
video. We need some suggestions on where to go in the Pacific Northwest or in general. Where should we spend the holidays? So let us know in the comments below. Go seek adventure and embrace opportunity, guys. We will see you in the next video.